Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're going to cut right through all the noise out there and unpack the playbook for real success.
We are. We're looking at a 16-year journey from one of the world's most successful podcasters and authors.
And this isn't some overnight thing. We're talking millions of books, a top global podcast, videos with over 1 billion views.
Right. And the source material is very clear. This is a blueprint. It covers business, mindset, personal development. It's full of these practical nuggets for you, the learner.
So our mission today is to pull out the foundational pillars she credits her success to, look at the very practical tools she used, especially to get out of financial trouble, and see how she built this massive thing with total integrity.
And that's the key starting point, isn't it? This unbelievable run she's on now is the result of those 16 years. There was no instant button.
None at all. And she points to 3 foundational pillars for how she sustained that effort.
Okay, so what's number one?
An extraordinary work ethic. But, and this is key, she immediately pairs it with patience.
They have to go together. You can't have one without the other.
Exactly. The second pillar is that laser focus on the mission. You know, who are you serving and why?
The conviction there is so powerful. She basically says, if you're solid on your mission, the only person who can make you lose is you. Not a competitor, not a critic.
And the third one, which I find really interesting, is timing. Just accepting that the world, and maybe more importantly,
That she wasn't ready.
yes, that she herself wasn't ready for this kind of scale any earlier. All that work, all those mistakes, they were preparation.
And that patience is so important because it means, as she puts it, doing it in the dark.
Explain that a bit more.
It's that grueling, boring, sometimes painful work you have to do in isolation. It's showing up when nobody is paying attention, you know.
And other people are getting the press releases and the investment.
Exactly. And you just have to keep showing up anyway.
So while you're in the dark, what should you be focused on? This brings us to a huge business principle she learned, heavily influenced by Seth Godin.
Right. That a business isn't really what most people think it is. It's not the spreadsheet. It's not the inventory.
It's about making people feel something.
Yes. It's about building an audience through trust.
Yeah.
Permission marketing. And you have to be able to answer 2 really simple questions before you do anything.
What is it for and who is it for?
That one-to-one focus is everything.
And that focus is what leads to her secret sauce, her ability to cut through.
It's not a marketing trick either. It's this incredible knack for taking wildly complex things, neurobiology, psychology, finance,
And making them simple.
making them click for the average person. That simplification is a massive, massive value.
It also lets her focus on integrity over just going viral. I mean, she knows people might roll their eyes at personal development stuff.
She doesn't care
Yeah.
because her core belief is that every single human being wants to thrive. She's talking directly to that desire.
Now that mission does change, right? She's very honest about this.
Oh, totally. Early on, the mission was just survival. It was, and I'm quoting here, pay my damn bills and not lose the house.
So that meant taking jobs she hated.
It did, because the mission at that point was just safety, security, and that's a really important thing to acknowledge.
This idea of a shifting mission leads into another concept.
Yeah.
Personal directional signals.
Yeah, this idea that we all have this, unique intelligence woven into our DNA, an internal GPS.
But you can't hear it if you're obsessed with what everyone else is doing.
You have to tune out the noise.
Hmm.
And sometimes that signal comes from a very uncomfortable place.
You mean jealousy?
Exactly. This is one of the most powerful mindset flips in the whole thing.
Yeah.
She calls jealousy blocked desire.
Okay, so how do you use that? How do you channel that feeling instead of just feeling bad?
You see it as a signal. It's impossible to be jealous of something you truly don't want.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't want to live in LA, you're not going to be jealous of a penthouse there.
So if you're jealous of a friend's business,
It means there's some aspect of that you want for yourself. That person you envy becomes your teacher, an angel on the path, showing you what you really desire.
that is a powerful reframe.
So you have to translate that feeling into an action plan.
So managing desire is one thing, but managing chaos, especially financial chaos, is another. She hit a serious low point.
A really serious low. $800,000 in debt. Liens on the house at age 41.
So what were the lessons from that?
The first one, the hardest one, was just to face it. She talks about how she used to let bills pile up for months without opening them.
I think a lot of people can relate to that avoidance.
For sure.
Yeah.
But it just compounds the problem financially and emotionally. So step 1, open the envelopes.
And then the focus shouldn't be on making more money, at least not at first.
No, the first step has to be on the money going out. You have to aggressively find and cut all the leaks, the subscriptions, the mindless spending.
And here's a key insight she shares. Your personal finances are the training ground for your business finances.
Absolutely. If your personal life is a financial train wreck, how can you possibly manage a business P&L? It's foundational.
So, beyond that, she shared a couple of really practical business hacks from her early days that anyone can use.
Okay, number one is the work for free rule. Do the thing you want to get paid for. She gave 7 talks for free.
Until you get so sick of it, you start to resent the people asking.
Yes, that resentment is the signal.
hmm
It means you've built demand, you've refined your skill, and now you're psychologically ready to charge for it.
And the second one is a budget hack for when you have no idea what to charge.
It's brilliant. You just ask the client, what's your budget? And they just wait.
You let them anchor the price first.
And after they give you a number, you follow up with, normally I'm double.
That completely shifts the power dynamic. Love that.
Okay, so moving on.
Mhm.
How does an operation like this scale to a global level without losing its soul?
It comes right back to the beginning. It's about serving the one.
Focusing on one single person, the human being somewhere in the world who has goals, but is overwhelmed, has no time, and is scared.
Right. She's not talking to the Fortune 500 CEO. She's talking to the nurse, the teacher. That clarity is how you balance scale and integrity.
And that focus completely changes what you measure. She says most people are measuring the wrong data.
Like followers, rankings, all that superficial stuff.
Yeah. For her, the only metric that truly matters is what she calls the impact email.
Which is an internal thing, right?
And an internal roundup of like 20 to 30 screenshots of actual life changes caused by the content.
Wow. So like someone realizing they were going into cardiac arrest because of something they heard.
Exactly. Or someone finally facing their debt. That is the data that drives the whole operation.
Let's talk about being good versus being exceptional. She makes a really sharp distinction.
She does. Being good. That's just the price of entry now. Being exceptional is about being, in her words, untouchable.
And how do you do that?
By focusing on the tiny details most people think are beneath them.
And her networking advice is the perfect example of this.
It's so good. She says, stop chasing the CEO. They're bombarded. Focus on the event planner, the production team. They're the ones who are exhausted, and hold the keys to your next 10 referrals.
So, like, simple things. Texting the planner a selfie when you land so they know you're there.
Or offering to grab them a Starbucks. It's kindness, but it's also a strategy. It builds an untouchable reputation for competence and character.
And this all ties back to a tool she uses to stay focused, the let them theory.
Ah, yes. This is a powerful one for reclaiming your energy. It's about stopping the obsession over things you can't control.
Other people's moods, their expectations, their drama.
Let them. If they want to be angry, let them. If they want to misunderstand you, let them. You stop fighting that battle in your head and you free up all this energy for what actually matters.
Which is making decisions based on your own values.
Exactly. Now, shifting gears a little to business structure. When she got financially secure, the strategy changed completely.
The focus became about ownership. Owning everything, doing joint ventures, but keeping control.
Right, like retaining all the audiobook rights herself. I mean, it makes perfect sense. It's her voice, it's a digital file. Why would she let anyone else in on that revenue?
And you can see that control in her latest product launch, the Pure Genius Protein Shot.
Which didn't come from a marketing meeting. It came from listening to experts, doctors, stressing the need for protein and resistance training, especially for women.
She identified a real market problem. It's hard to get high-quality protein on the go.
And without all the junk.
Yeah.
She talks about research from a Mayo Clinic doctor on sucralose and the need for a really clean, clinical-grade product.
So the solution was driven by control. She became a co-founder.
To make sure the formulation was perfect, a 23-gram whey protein shot, shelf-stable, water viscosity, no harmful ingredients. She controlled the solution.
And the branding. That light bulb icon is meant to make you feel like a genius for making a good choice.
It's all very intentional. And finally, as things have scaled, it's less about working harder and more about working smarter.
Which now means AI.
It does. Investing in tools like generative search and translation to increase their excellence and their global reach without just piling on more busy work for her 50 employees.
Okay, so let's bring this all home. What does this massive playbook mean for you, the listener?
Well, we've covered a ton of ground, but the core principles are clear. Use jealousy as an instruction manual. Define your success by the one person you're trying to help, and face your financial reality.
And to wrap it all up, she shared 2 specific mindset hacks you can start using literally right now.
And they sound simple, but the science behind them is solid. Tool number 1, when you wake up, before the phone, you just declare, today's going to be a good day.
You're priming your brain.
You're telling your subconscious to start scanning for the positive.
And tool number 2 is a visual hack. Throughout your day, you intentionally look for the shape of a heart.
In a coffee stain, a crack in the sidewalk, a leaf, anywhere. It's a deliberate exercise.
What's that doing?
You're manually retraining your brain's spotlight, what's known as the reticular activating network. It's the filter for what you notice. If you train it to look for hearts, you're telling it to see possibility and good things, not just threats.
The whole deep dive really comes down to this theme of empowerment through self-focus. And she said the most important thing she learned to stop valuing was other people's opinions.
Which leaves us with a final thought for you to consider.
What expectations, what fear of judgment is dictating your big decisions right now? And what is the one single action you would take tomorrow if you finally gave yourself permission to let all of those external voices go? Something to think about.